Have you ever noticed how your cat suddenly springs to attention the moment you say the word treat, but completely blanks you when you're telling them to get off the counter? It turns out there's real science behind what your cat actually understands and why they sometimes make a deliberate choice to ignore you. Today we're going deep into cat psychology to uncover 5 words your cat truly knows. And number 3 is going to change the way you see your cat entirely. But before we get to the words, let's settle something first. Do cats actually understand human language the way dogs do? According to a 2019 study from the University of Tokyo, cats can recognize and distinguish specific human words, but their reaction looks nothing like a dog's. Dogs were bred over thousands of years to follow human commands. Cats, on the other hand, evolved as solitary hunters. They never developed the same kind of social dependency on people. But that absolutely does not mean they're oblivious. If anything, it's the opposite. Think of dogs as the eager student in the front row, hand always raised, desperate for approval. Cats are more like the quietly brilliant student in the back of the class, appearing to zone out completely while actually absorbing every single thing being said. Dr. Atsuko Saito, a Japanese researcher specializing in feline behavior, found that cats recognize their own names, even when spoken by total strangers, and it goes further than names. Cats can build genuine associations between specific words and actions, emotions and daily routines. Your cat knows considerably more than you've been giving them credit for. The key difference is this. Unlike dogs, who depend on verbal cues and social approval, cats tie words to personal experience. If a word consistently leads to something that matters to them, whether that's food, affection, or play, they will pick up on it. But because cats don't rely on pleasing you the way dogs do, they may show zero outward reaction even when they've understood perfectly. Now let's get into the 5 words your cat actually knows. Word number 1, their name. This one might seem obvious, but it's also been confirmed by science. A study published in Scientific Reports examined how cats respond to hearing their own name versus other words. The researchers found that even when the name was spoken by a complete stranger, cats responded by flicking their ears, turning their head, or moving their tail. Their name registers as a significant and meaningful sound. Whether they choose to actually do anything about it, however, is a different matter entirely. That depends entirely on their mood. Unlike dogs, who respond out of a desire to please, cats react when and only when they feel like it. Try calling your cat's name in a flat, neutral tone, then in a warm, happy voice, then in a frustrated one, and notice whether the response changes. Most cats are far more responsive to a soft, slightly higher pitched tone, the kind we instinctively use when talking to small children. So if your cat keeps ignoring you, the problem might just be your delivery. Word number 2, food-related words. If your cat seems to develop superhuman hearing the moment you say treat or dinner, you're absolutely not imagining it. Researchers have found that cats form strong associations between specific sounds and rewards. Words like food, eat, and treat can trigger an immediate and visible reaction. This happens through classical conditioning. Every time you say treat and then produce actual food, your cat's brain builds a direct link between that word and the reward that follows. Over time, the word alone becomes enough to set them off. Some cats even learn to recognize the sound of specific containers or packaging, not just the words themselves. Try saying treat in a completely different tone or context and see whether your cat still reacts. Some cats are primarily responding to the word itself, while others are reading tone and situation together. Either way, food vocabulary is hardwired into their brains through sheer repetition. Word number 3, no. This one might genuinely surprise you. Cats actually do understand the word no. They process negative commands better than most people realize. But here's the part that changes everything. They simply don't care. Not because they're stupid, but because they operate on a completely different value system from dogs. When a cat hears no, they aren't confused. They're running a cost-benefit calculation. Dogs were bred across thousands of years specifically to seek human approval. Cats are, at their core, still wild animals. With independent priorities, they weigh the potential downside of continuing their behavior against how much they actually want to keep doing it. And if the behavior is fun enough, they will keep going. Here's what's actually happening inside your cat's brain when you say no. First, they analyze your tone. They absolutely know you're not happy. Then they consider the consequences against the reward of carrying on. And then, in what might be the most impressive part of all, they make a conscious, deliberate decision about whether to comply. Notice how cats often pause briefly when they hear no. That's not hesitation. That's their brain running the numbers. And a 2023 study from the University of Helsinki found that cats who regularly choose to ignore no actually score higher on problem-solving tests. These aren't difficult animals. They're demonstrating exactly how intelligent they are. If you want to make no more effective, the trick is to redirect. Instead of simply saying no, guide your cat towards something they are permitted to do. And reward them with praise or a treat when they take it. Your cat doesn't need to be told what to stop. They need to be shown something worth switching to. And for the record, cats respond most strongly to a quiet, genuinely disappointed tone, but only if they've already formed a real bond with you. Without that foundation, the tone means nothing. Before we get to the last two words, if you're finding this useful, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell. We're passionate about cats here and we need your support to keep putting out content that actually helps you understand your cat on a deeper level. Word number 4, come here. This is the phrase every cat owner eventually dreams of mastering. And here's what makes it fascinating. Researchers have found that cats process this command in a fundamentally different way than dogs do. Dogs are wired to respond to social cues. Cats need a compelling reason. Think of them as tiny freelance contractors. Before they agree to anything, they need to know exactly what's in it for them. Dr. Sarah Ellis from International Cat Care discovered something genuinely impressive. Cats can learn to respond to "come here" with up to 80% reliability. But the outcome depends entirely on what that phrase has come to mean in their memory. Think about when you typically say, "come here" to your cat. If you're like most owners, it's usually when they're doing something they shouldn't be, when you need to move them, or when you want them to stop something, which is precisely why your cat has learned to treat it as a warning signal, rather than an invitation. Try a different approach entirely. Reserve "come here" exclusively for moments when something genuinely good is about to happen. Dinner time, a fresh can of food, their favorite toy appearing, a treat. Use it consistently and only in those positive contexts. Over time, cats develop what researchers call anticipatory behavior. They begin responding to "come here" even before they can see any reward, because they've learned through experience that good things reliably follow. At that point, your cat isn't obeying. They're making an informed decision, based on a track record you've built together. Word number 5. Good job. Our final word is actually an emotional one, because it turns out our cats may care about our praise far more than most of us ever suspected. In 2021, researchers at Oregon State University published findings that genuinely caught the cat behavior world off guard. They found that a significant number of cats actually preferred human interaction and verbal praise over food rewards. Not instead of food necessarily, but praise ranked surprisingly high on its own. Here's what makes this even more striking. The study found that cats are deeply attuned to the emotional quality of our voices. When you say "good kitty" or "good job," your cat isn't just processing the sounds. They're reading your emotional state, your body language, and even subtle shifts in your facial expression. Dr. Kristen Vitale, who led the research, found that cats who received consistent verbal praise, alongside physical affection, developed stronger bonds with their owners and were far more likely to seek out human contact in the future. Every time you praise your cat, you're not just acknowledging a behavior, you're reinforcing a relationship. Think of it as a positive emotional feedback loop. Your cat does something, you respond with that particular warm tone of voice that we all instinctively use with our cats, and your cat gradually learns that making you happy produces a good feeling in themselves. Try greeting your cat with the same warm tone every single morning. Consistent early interactions genuinely influence the quality of communication between cats and their owners throughout the rest of the day. And cats are discerning enough to tell the difference between genuine praise and words you're just saying out of habit. They know when you mean it. Every cat is also individual. Yours may have developed their own specific word that carries meaning only between the two of you, built through your shared history together. So how many of these words does your cat respond to? And is there a unique word that belongs just to you and your cat? Drop your answer in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insights into the fascinating world of feline behavior.